So many positives to talk about from this game, to be honest. There was so many positives to talk about, but unfortunately, we can't even talk about that because of how the results went. When Bruno scored the fourth goal and it looked like we're going to walk away with all 3 points, I was like, my God, what a game, you know? But then they went on to equalize. And unfortunately, like I said, we can't talk about a lot. The only positive thing that we could probably talk about from this game right now is this record, the halftime record of not losing a game when leading at halftime. Because when we came back and Bournemouth went on to score the first 2 goals, for a second I was like, okay, this record is gone, because we've broken, like, so many records have been broken at Old Trafford or at Manchester United over the past couple of years, to the point where nothing surprises you anymore. So that was one of my main fears, but lucky enough for us, it looked like we're going to walk away with all 3 points, but we didn't. And the one reason why this record is still intact is all thanks to this guy, Saint Lamens. These last 2 saves, incredible. Like, I don't know what I could say. Because these last 2 chances, it looked like we were going to lose the game. But then I think he came out on top despite all his shortcomings throughout the game, because I still think he could have done better for some of the goals. But I guess this is where he showed, he showed character, being able to come back from I don't want to call it mistakes, but they definitely look like some mistakes from him. But yeah, it is all thanks to him. That game started really, really well. The game started really, really well, and I was enjoying it. We were on top of it. We got the first goal, but then we just went on to concede a stupid goal. We should not have conceded that goal. But then it was from a mistake from Shaw. I think for that goal, we can blame Shaw, we can blame Mount, we can blame Lenny Euro as well. Not Lenny Euro, sorry, Aiden Heaven as well. Because I just think that he backed up a little too much and gave Semenyo so much space to take the shot. He could have closed the space, but I think he was more concerned about the person behind him. But in that situation, you want to stop the immediate danger, which is Semenyo, who is a proven goal scorer, approaching the box with the ball. He kept on backing up, and Semenyo took the shot and he went in. I'm not really going to blame him, because like I said after the game he played against, was that West Ham? Yes, I said one thing we need to understand is Aiden Evans is a very good defender, but then what he needs is game time. He needs experience, and he doesn't have that. So we went on to concede a stupid goal, but then going in at halftime, we went on to get another goal, and that was partly due to this guy coming up. I think that first half was as good as it was, partly due to this guy coming up, Tyler Adams. And it is very sad to see him come up, because this is someone we were looking forward to watching him, because we've been linked with him, right? We've been linked with Tyler Adams, and we were looking forward to watch him play against Manchester United. But unfortunately, he had to be taken off in the third, or was it the fourth minute, due to an injury. And I think we had so much space in the midfield, and you could see Aiden Heaven playing so many line-breaking passes. For a second, I was like, he was on top of it. Like, there were so many line-breaking passes coming through the midfield, and I think that was because of his absence. But when we went in at halftime 2-1, I think their manager just tweaked it. They were all over us in the second half. He changed 1 or 2 things. He went in at halftime and he made 1 or 2 changes in midfield. And he took advantage of the fact that our midfield is bad. And that is due to the players we have in midfield. We've talked about it all season, and we still talk about it up till now. Our midfield is just not good enough. It is not good enough. I think the midfield too just leaves so much spaces, and we just get ran through. Second goal actually was Second goal was another stupid mistake from us. We should not have considered that. But one thing I'll say is, coming to the defense, if we had Delete in that defense, we don't concede that goal. If we had Delete playing alongside maybe Aiden Heaven or Lenny Yoro, we don't concede that goal because he has the experience. And today, what let us down? Two things let us down today, and I'm going to talk about it. The lack of experience and the lack of physicality. Two things let us down today. The lack of experience in defense and the lack of physicality in midfield. We were getting ran through our midfield. Like, it was just so easy for the players, for the Bournemouth players to play through our midfield. Because we had Casemiro and we had Bruno Fernandes. It just doesn't work. We know that already. But then the next thing is the lack of experience in defense. Because I just think Bournemouth took advantage of the fact that we played with two inexperienced defenders and Luke Shaw, who is just as inexperienced as them playing in the back three. That is where Bournemouth came out on top. So today I think we missed Delete so much. I've been saying it from the past couple of games. Wolves was not, we could not really, because we won the game comfortably, but one thing we need to know is from the game against West Ham to the game today, if we had Delete playing in defense, I don't think we concede those goals. And this has just led to us dropping points unnecessarily. Because now from the past 3 games at home, we've gone on to drop 7 points. It is unacceptable. We lost 3 points against Everton, lost 2 points against West Ham, and today we've lost another 2 points against Bournemouth. That is 7 points at home. And at the start of the season, we said we looked very good at home, but it's starting to look like it is collapsing. It is starting to look like teams are now coming there and getting results. This is why we consistently cry out every day for the January transfer window. Every day we cry out for the January transfer window. Because we need to go out there and bring someone in midfield. We need some legs in midfield. And you could definitely see that when Kobe Mainoo came on and we had 3 in midfield, it was a little bit better. It was better. We switched to a 4-3-3. I don't know if you noticed, we switched to a 4-3-3 with Dalot going back to the right-hand side and Shaw playing as a left back. And it was a little more effective because what we realized is Kobe was now dictating the tempo of the game, and that's something we've not had in Manchester United games. He was the one dictating the tempo of the games. And that's how we're able to get ourselves back in the game. I was a little bit confused. I don't know if Mbeumo was the one playing as a 10, Ocuña was the one playing as a 10. To me, it looked like Mbeumo was playing as a 10. But that just tells us where we are. We need players, especially in midfield. We need midfielders. We don't have midfielders. We need a defensive midfielder and we need an attacking midfielder, because in the midfield 3, we end up finding ourselves with Mbeumo playing as a 10. With Mbeumo playing as a 10. Casemiro cannot play 90 minutes. And unfortunately, he got that booking. Like, that was the right thing to do. Bring the man down. Maybe he should have done it earlier, but bring the man down instead of letting him take the shot. But then we could not defend. We could not defend the box. I don't know what that wall was, but it just looked like there was no wall. He just wrapped the ball around it. Like I said, there were so many positives today, because I can talk about Ahmad, I can talk about Aiden Heaven despite some of his shortcomings. I can talk about Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, and you can go on. You can talk about so many good things. Even the 4-3-3 formation, because I sort of enjoyed it and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing more of it. But the result is where we don't want to talk about. Bournemouth had less than 2 expected goals. They had less than 2 expected goals. but they scored 4 goals. That is down to the defense and the midfield. We are now the team with the second most highest goals scored in the Premier League. We scored the second most goals in the Prem, and we scored the highest goals from set pieces. So our attack is doing what they are supposed to do, but our defense and midfield is where the problem is. And in as much as I want to blame the defense, I think the main problem is coming from the midfield. You get run through the midfield, it's easy to get run through, like to go past the defense. That is where the problem is coming from. This needs to be sorted out. This needs to be sorted out. And Amorim, I don't know, this back three, it's not really effective. It is not that effective. Because we cannot be playing the back three and it's like we score goals but we concede a lot of goals. Sort that shit out. Sort it out as soon as possible. Because we are dropping so many unnecessary, should be in the top 3 right now. If not top 2. Because why not? The only difference between us and Man City right now is the fact that Man City is scoring but they are not conceding. But we are conceding left, right, center. We cannot be conceding 4 goals at home to Bournemouth. This is 3 games now. They've scored at least 3 goals at Old Trafford. It is not good enough. It is not good enough. And as for the Prem, if you want to give red cards, then give red cards. Because Casemiro got a red card for something that was not even close to this. And he went on to score after this. But if you're going to give red cards, give red cards. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And if this is your first time on Red Side Rant, please remember to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time a new video gets posted.